Hello everyone, this is Endgame Arts with another boxing to break down the demo. This is Dead Cells for the PlayStation 4. To start things off, this had a very small update, around 90 megabytes. What the update did was allow a language support for Japanese as well as simplified Chinese. So sadly for those who are complete collectors and only can read and speak Japanese or Chinese. But the game does support a wider range of languages as you can see in the video, so hopefully your language is supported in the game. Nextly, I want to inform that I did somewhat support and back this game quite a bit back when it was back in early access, back on Steam. So you might want to be just informed on that. But when I backed in Steam, I kind of noticed that the game really had a direction that I really liked, and the game is vastly different back when I first supported it into what it is now. Not vastly in terms of gameplay type, but what's all the content available. Because usually I try to support early indie games and stuff like that when I see where they're going with their projects, because I hope in the future that we will get a console physical release. And I generally do send them emails later in their development requesting at some point they can do a physical release. So here we are now at the physical release of the game I was eagerly and most happily pick up when I realized I saw it. Now, Dead Cells is a Metrovania kind of style, or Roguevania in a sense, where it's a Metrovania style where you're progressing in a labyrinth kind of design, and you keep progressing further as you find items and gear and stuff like that. But it is a rogue type game, so every time you die, you do got to reset back to the original beginning of the game and start all over. But one of the benefits of the game is the Dead Cells, or the cells. As you progress through the game and kill enemies and find secret hideouts and stuff like that, you get cells. And as you reach a certain point in the game, every time you beat a level section, you'll be able to spin those cells. And what those cells do can increase your money you hold for your next life, or your flask, which is kind of like your item from Dark Souls, where you can use it to refill your life and make it bigger so you can make more drinks, or allow better items to be available to you the next time through. So it's at least like every time you do die, you feel like you are still progressing as long as you can spin your cells. Because if you do die, all the cells that you had in that life will die with you unless you spent them. Now, like I said, with all the money and the gear and stuff like that, the game does have like a gear upgrading system as well. So if you can get to the blacksmiths, you can upgrade your certain equipment and stuff like that. Or it has multitudes, like ability gives you, we can like drain life or give you an extra guy an extra life if you die. But again, most of those little benefits are only available in those life. It's only with the cells that are progressively over to the next time you play. But the point of the game is that since it's a Metrovania and kind of a rogue type, which rogue types generally need to focus on gameplay, make sure it's smooth and fluid, because no one wants to play a rogue type where it's permadeath and then you lose because the gameplay style is bad. Well, Dead Cells hits it on the head perfectly. The game is fast, fluid, and really rewarding. It doesn't feel like you're being punished, and anytime you do die, it felt like it was more your fault, and then the game being like cheating you on a death. But also with the constant progression, at least if you make it to the second level, you're able to spin some of your cells, so you feel like you didn't waste your time. Like I said, it's a very perfect combination with decent, good amount of music. Mostly the first soundtrack's the best one in the first level, but the other soundtracks do get you immersed as well. With good, smooth gameplay and an interesting main character who you play as, which I don't even really know his name. He doesn't really even have a name. He's just a floating eyeball on a dead corpse. But he's got some characteristics that I really like about him as you find certain segments in the game, and he'll talk and stuff like that, and give his two viewpoints about the subject, which is also really cool because I really like his personality. And just the overall world feel as well. The enemies are challenging. If you get too confident, or if you feel like you're just getting no powerhouse, they will show you up really quickly if you let your guard down. With the constant progression feeling system, as well as good gameplay, as well as good environment, as well as the sprite graphics are gorgeous to look at. It's definitely one of my highest form of indie games available out right now that you can get on Steam or on your PlayStation 4. So in the end, I have to highly recommend this game. It's one of those games that needs to be in part of your collection, with constant good replay value as well as decent gameplay. There's no multiplayer or anything like that, but with the constant be able to rogue type and the environment always randomly generating every time you play, it gives you a lot of replay value in the game. So like always, I will leave links down in the description if you're interested in a copy, which I highly recommend because the game is just I don't know, I can't put it down. I keep playing it, re-picking back up, and just enjoying it. Yes, the rogue type does hinder the game a little bit, because it does stink when you get so far in the game and then you die and then you have to start back all over again, but those are rogue types. But at least, like I said, you feel like you're progressing even though you lose. So thank you all for watching. Remember, there's links down in the description for your instant copy. Hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye. Yeah.